Hi, this is Tom Anas, head coach and general manager of the San Antonio Gunslingers. It's about that time of year, recruiting time. Now, for all you that haven't played for us before or played in the Indoor Football League, we're going to be having open tryouts coming up real soon. Make sure to check with our social media. For those of you that do play IFL football, I can't talk to you right now. I can't talk to you until September 15th. That's okay. We're not going anywhere. Feel free to reach out after that date if you have any questions about becoming a gunslinger. Thank you and God bless.
Take it, Hurt. Let's go.
We continue to look for great organizations and great people, and I think we hit a home run here in San Antonio.
Do everything you need to do to make this football game. Grab his fist and bring him down. And now I can move him.
Greetings, Gunslinger Posse, and wherever this finds you. It's time for Branded for August 21st, 2024, sponsored by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital. He's Tom Manas, the head coach and general manager of the San Antonio Gunslingers. I'm Ralph Judkins, your host. Hey, come on and join the team tonight by showing up in the chat, letting us know where you are in the world. If you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe to the stream. Coach, any words before we kick this thing off?
If they only knew, right, Ralph? No, we had a little technical issue about 30 seconds before the show, but you came through with flying colors, so
no panic.
No panic.
No point in that whatsoever. So we will be right back with the start of the first quarter here on Branded, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
It's like literally like hockey and football had a baby.
Type of action you'll never see in the NFL.
Let's go, Gunslingers. Let's go, baby. Woo! That's the best entertainment there is. Once you've been to a game, you're going to get hooked.
Dependability. It's expected by our customers, and it's demanded by me. I personally guarantee the certified techs we send to your home and the equipment we install are dependable. John Wayne's American Pride comfort systems are designed specifically for San Antonio's extreme heat and humidity and come with a lifetime warranty. For comfort you can depend on, call John Wayne today.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
All right, team, huddle up. Just like in surgery, we need precision and teamwork. Trust me, just like on the field, if we stick to the playbook, we'll achieve excellence.
Coach, are you sure about this?
We've trained for this. We're experts. The San Antonio Gunslingers in South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where precision meets performance.
16 teams, 134 games, all for this, the culmination of the indoor war, the 2024 IFL National Championship, August 17th, Lee's Family Forum in Henderson, Nevada. Learn more and get your tickets at iflnationalchampionship.com.
IFL, swear to man, become heroes in the end. Are you ready for that? Come on.
It's like literally like hockey and football.
Wow.
And the technical issues keep on coming.
Continue. Yeah, keep on coming. Well, that was I forgot that ad was part of the rotation there, so kind of a perfect post-mortem for the segue into. So how was Vegas?
I mean, Vegas is Vegas. I mean, you can take it in short doses, right? I was fortunate enough to take Miss Susan with me, and we had a great time. We stayed at the M Hotel, which is where we stay when we play Vegas, and it's also where the Oakland Raiders stay. And they were all there because they had a game against the Cowboys Saturday night. So got to visit with a bunch of players and coaches from the Raiders, which was kind of fun. The trip itself was great, very smooth, no issues. Of course, Don and Pam got us a suite, so we got to watch the game from great comfort. We'll just say that. Unfortunately, it happens. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm in a tough spot because I'm friends with Husan, the owner of Mass, and I'm obviously very respectful of Arizona. But Mass knows they didn't do anything they were supposed to do. So it's no big secret at this point. It was really a weird dynamic because, I mean, when the game started, the anticipation was really high. Arizona represented great. They had 90% of the fans there, obviously, as they would. I want to talk about something before we get to the game. So Friday night or Friday afternoon, we had coaches meetings and owners meetings mixed,
Right,
for about an hour and a half, 2 hours after the owners had their meeting in the morning. Interesting. It wasn't hallucinogenic drugs. We did have bad refs.
Well, we can't talk online because I have no idea what strategic and tactical advantages you might have gleaned from that meeting. And I wouldn't want to give any of them away because I know.
I'll tell you my biggest take. I told the reporter in Vegas, he said, how would you rate 2024? And I said, it's kind of like playing poker with five guys you never played poker with before.
Yes.
One of them is really good. Okay. A couple of them are okay. One cheats, one lies, You know, one doesn't know how to do his job. Okay, so we'll just say it like that. And I'm not going to change anything. It's just I know how to bet now.
Right.
So I know, and when I say cheat, I don't mean literally cheat. I mean take advantage of not playing conference games, doing stuff like that, non-conference schedule, which is not cheating. I want to be clear with that. It's just very unfair. And
One might say the deck was stacked in that particular circumstance.
not necessarily stacked, because if the one guy who was really bad at his job would have did his job, we'd still be in the playoffs. And it was finally admitted. I felt like an angel came down. And, it was one of those moments.
You knew it. You knew it.
I mean, I knew I wasn't hallucinating. Hey, I'll make it real clear, and I'll say this to anyone, and I don't care what they say. 4 games we lost last year. We flat out got beat. 4 games we didn't necessarily lose, but we lost those games. The scales were not tilted, we'll say, in a favorable manner. But the great news is our friend Tom has come to the resolve of correcting that, and I'm excited about what Tom's going to do. I can't share that yet, but for our fans, who I know are very smart football people, I will just say our football officiating is going to go up at least 2 levels.
So it sounds like we're talking about Tom Falcinelli, the head of officiating, is going to get the backing he wanted.
I didn't say that.
From the owners. Okay. Well, that's all right.
I mean, what I'm saying is Tom came up with a great plan.
Okay.
I know Don's all for it, obviously. And several others. And it was interesting because I'll share this because it was, I don't think it was private. It was kind of public when I said it. We were sitting there listening to Tom, and he was talking, Tom works his ass off, and he wants to hold these guys accountable for their actions. And I'm all for that, because hell, I get I get graded after every Saturday night, right? So he said that he has a metrics that he uses to grade with, and you're either tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3. We just so happen to be all tier 3 guys. Okay. So this correction should fix that. That being said, I raised my hand and I said, I appreciate you're saying they're accountable. I want to see their grades after every game. I want to see their physical grades after every game. I want to see if you're going on a 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. I want to see them, because if you give me 4 guys that come in at 4s and 5s, I got a problem again. But if you give me guys that come in at 8s and 9s, we just got to play our game, right? So my thing is, if you're going to be accountable regarding referees and all that, then Tom is the guy that will hold them to that. And I think we'll get to that point real soon, because we are the premier indoor league. We have to have our officiating match our caliber of players and coaches and owners. Okay. So the meeting went good. There were some other topics that will be coming up in the next several weeks. And then we had the Hall of Fame dinner, which was great. That was 3 inductees to the Hall of Fame. Excuse me, our commissioner being one of them. Pretty remarkable record that he had without the veteran rule. Anyway, and no.
Well, it's true. It's generally understood that the veteran rule was a result of the reign of the storm.
Right, but wouldn't that be cool to have every team have the opportunity to have players continue to play in the same franchise where they can get playing together, almost like college, at least get 4 or 5 years together, that's when I think you're going to get the most quality football. But a discussion for another time. Hall of Fame dinner was great, first class all the way. We did everything at the M. And I got to give a special shout out to Mike Davis, head coach of Vegas. That guy worked his butt off all week. And even though he wasn't the host, he did everything a great host would do. Our accommodations, he got the field ready. He helped set up all the functions for the Hall of Fame dinner, the coaches meetings, the owners meetings, meals, all that stuff. And, after you just got kicked out of the playoffs, that's a hard thing to do, to shift gears and be so kind, we'll say, to everyone, right? So big hats off to Mike Davis. I love the guy. He's great. And then it was just really cool just to meet everybody that I hadn't met yet. And then to rekindle all the old relationships from guys I might not have seen for 10, 15 years, to new guys, young coaches, coaches I played against this year. Got to meet a lot of the owners face to face. Tell you, that guy from Arizona, he's a pretty cool dude. The owner, he just bought a pro soccer team.
I had heard that.
Yeah, he bought a team in Italy. So, I mean, this guy, as far as sports ownership goes, he's rocking it for sure. Nice guy, great guy. It was funny because it was the beginning of the third quarter and our suite was next to his, and I was cutting out to use the restroom on a timeout, and I was walking down the hall and I saw their door open. I popped in. I said, "Hey, I just want to say congratulations." He goes, "No, it's too soon." I go, "No, it's not." Congratulations. Yeah. And then you get into the game and like I said, everyone comes in with great expectation. I've never been on that end of it in a championship, but I've been on that end of it in a game. And, part of you is saying, I got asked by a few people at halftime, what would you go in there and say to them at halftime? And I said, well, the only thing you can go in there and say to them at halftime is you're not going to get it back in one bite. Okay. Just keep grinding, keep grinding, keep grinding, keep grinding. And if you keep grinding and doing those things, good things can happen. The other one you can say is let's make history and let's come back and let's make this the greatest game, kind of like the Patriots did in the Super Bowl. Or you tell your coaches, what time is it? We got to get out of here soon. No, you never stop fighting. And they didn't. They came out and they had 3 stops in the third quarter. So, I mean, they were trying. We'll just say that. But it was not it was a great football game if you're an Arizona fan or an Arizona player or coach. I told Kevin they played as close to perfect again. They played great playoff football. They played great championship football. My hat's off to them. I know Corey won Coach of the Year in Green Bay, but I really think Kevin should have been up for that this year for what he accomplished.
Right. And what that team went through and the setbacks that they faced. And, oh, by the way, we're moving your franchise in the middle of the season on the bye.
But just the injuries,
Yes.
the injuries and just the way to start is just really, really tough. And Snead played good. He played great football. When he couldn't throw the ball, he ran the ball and he had great success with it. They had great success running the ball anyway. A little confused by some of the things Mass did. But I'm not going to armchair quarterback. They're there and we weren't. So
Well, keeping it in line with the format, we'll come back and talk a little more about the game when we return, because I do have some questions about what you thought about
Okay.
certain things that went on with the Bane. And of course, we invite everyone in the comments section to chime in with their comments for Coach on his experience in Vegas. You're watching Branded.
Not all
We'll be back.
experiences in Vegas. No, just football related.
Right, right. Football related, about the game. Let's keep it about the game. We'll be back in just a bit.
Reputation, it defines us. How we treat the customer contributes to our reputation. It's doing the right thing every time and never cutting corners. John Wayne's customers have rewarded us with over 15,000 five-star reviews and an A+ rating with the BBB. And for that, we thank you. John Wayne Service Company, our reputation is in every truck.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
It's so easy to love Pick and Pull. Why? How about the largest inventory in South Texas? How about the ease of finding your part with our interchange and real-time inventory search at pickandpullsa.com? How about an organized yard and maps to find your parts, plus a shuttle? At Pick and Pull, we make it easy to save money on the quality used auto parts you need at a price you can afford.
More to pick, less pull from your budget. Now that's Pick and Pull.
For generations, the family recipes at Carrabba's Italian Grill have been bringing people together. From the sweet smell of our scratch-made sauce to our rich layers of lasagna, we believe food made with love leads to tables filled with laughter. Dine with us or order out at Carrabba's.com.
And welcome back to Branded for the start of the second quarter. And I want to thank all of our fans for tuning in remotely. We, Coach, right away, people are showing up and showing up. We've got anywhere right around 40 people that are watching already. And considering this is live and on a Wednesday, thank you very much for chiming in. Did have a comment right off the bat I wanted to share. Philip Higginbotham, the host of the Smoking Guns podcast, saying the championship sure made it seem like one conference is way better than the other. Is there a significant disparity in, and if so, what's the source of that, Coach?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I think, boy, that's a tough one, because you sure don't want to take away anything from the kids and the coaches that are playing in the East. But it appears, from my point of view, that bigger, stronger, faster in the West, maybe. A little bit, I guess, a little edge on that. And I think it's a lot of the coaching, too, has something to do with that. There's some really, myself excluded, but there's some really great coaches in the West. You know, the Les Mosses, the Kevin Guys, Dave Mogensen in Iowa, Mike Davis in Vegas, you know, San Diego. I mean, there's some
records and longevity, huge records. And
there's just, and it's hard to play out here. I mean, nothing's close, you know, so your travel is a bit taxing, but, you know, I don't know. If you just go by plain old records, you'd have to say the West was better this year. Right. So.
And I would say the style of play is conservative, for lack of another definition. I mean, basically said, no, we are not going to be doing field goals. Whereas in the East, they
Well,
are
that's
perfectly
not necessary. Okay, let me clarify that too. Okay, we had a great kicker, and I didn't kick field goals. Now, does that mean I just don't like kicking field goals, or I didn't trust my kicker? No, it's just I trust my offense. And I think we led the league in fourth down conversions, or we're damn close.
Yes, we did.
Right. So that's probably because we went for it all the time too. But listen, people don't come to an arena or an indoor football game to watch you kick field goals.
They don't.
No. Yeah. Oh, wow, that was awesome. Yeah. Okay. They come to see you scrambling and fighting and toothing and nailing to get done what you need to get done. And, we kind of have a mantra in Texas that, we don't back down from a whole lot. So we're gonna stick to what we know. That's Smash Mouth and Air Force football. So,
and make you absolutely have to stop it.
Yeah, just what do we always say? If you don't like it, just stop it, right? And
right, you don't like us, beat us. Don't like
yeah,
it.
Yeah. And 8 teams didn't like us. So.
Well, eight teams got the right to say something.
No, 4 do. No,
4 do.
No, yeah,
Now,
no, it's part of the deal. It's just part of the
we
deal.
are never afraid to shy away from, I don't know, a bit of controversy. 1967 was the attendance that I saw. And on the backside angle with the camera, when they showed the wide shot in the arena, when they get around eventually, I hope they repost it to YouTube so everyone can see the finished product. I was disappointed. I don't know if I've got a right to say that, with the numbers that were in attendance. I mean, for Arizona, they were loud, and Arizona definitely had the majority of the crowd. It probably was like a home game for them,
It
but
was.
under 2,000 in attendance, and I think the official they said was 2,000.
That could have been paid attendance. I thought there was a little bit more than that, but not much more. That's the dilemma you face when you do a neutral site championship game. Now, that being said, God, it was nice. I mean, everything was just, you couldn't, it was like choreographed perfectly, right? 1,900 of those people were from Arizona, guaranteed. I ran into half of them. Okay. I think they were, I think the atmosphere was great. Everything was great. Would I love to have seen it sold out? Yeah. Well, if you'd have went best record, Arizona would have hosted. You'd had 12,000 people at the game. And I'm a big believer in not doing neutral sites unless you're going to rotate it around the entire league. Okay. So if Vegas gets done, then we get it next year, then Mass gets it a year, then Green Bay gets it a year, then, San Diego gets it a year. If you're going to do it like that, then do it like that. I think there's so many factors that go into hosting a game in Las Vegas. And again, I'm saying this very jealously that I wish I was in that game. But the Raiders were playing the Cowboys that night. You're in Vegas. There's 8,000 things going on. And you talk about stretching your entertainment dollar, it just, if you didn't know about it, you weren't going to go to it. It's not like something that was overly publicized or anything. My Uber driver had no clue what was going on there that day. So, again, great job. Not a big fan. Think best team, best record should host. And I think then you'd start seeing sellouts.
Right, because
I know you would. I know you would for us. You'd see it sold out. I know Arizona you would, Iowa you would. I know those places. San Diego you probably would. Bay Area you would. So I'm just saying. I think it's. I think it would be something to think about in the future.
Well, Alexander B is throwing the the Rock at the Glass House asking what our attendance was at the last home game for the Gunslingers. If I remember correctly, that was slightly north of 5K.
Yeah, I think it was something like 19,000.
For our last home game? I don't think so, Coach. We don't have a capacity of that.
Oh, that's right. No, it was over 5K though.
Oh, it was around 5K. I thought it was like 46, something in there, but definitely more than what we saw if it was there. And you're absolutely right. Las Vegas puts on a heck of a production. Obviously, being they've got the NHL and then a minor league team as well. They know how to put on sports, and it's a great venue.
How did it look on TV?
Well, again, what I saw of it, the game, the production was sharp. It was a typical Vegas production.
Did you watch it on CBS or YouTube?
Yes, well, you couldn't watch it on YouTube. That's the thing, is it was only available on CBS Sports and multiple outlets like Hulu, Amazon Prime, etc. So for fans on YouTube, they were kind of shut out. There was
I don't believe in that, because that's the gal that brought us to the dance. You know, we used them all year. I think you ought to give the people. What's the difference between Hulu and YouTube? Oh, that's right. You got to pay for Hulu. You know, but what about the guy who's got 5 kids and working 2 jobs and everything else?
Yeah,
and
what about
you can watch games is on YouTube? You know. I'm just saying.
Not sure Ducon Williams watching, but there was a way, but you had to sign up for and cancel your trial subscription. That was one of the workarounds.
There's so many ways to make money. Let's not make it that way.
Yep, I'm inclined to agree. Yeah, Philip Higginbotham was saying, bit of a bummer that every game was available all year long until the championship.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
Hey, Phil, I agree with you.
Well, he actually posted earlier. I'll bring that comment back, that he had typed that in as something you had also echoed with.
Yeah. No, I do agree with Philip on more things than I disagree with him on. But my thing is that if it was in Arizona, there'd be standing room only.
Right. Absolutely.
And if you're more worried about a destination, Arizona's pretty damn nice. It's like coming to San Antonio. We could host a championship game and do a really good job. We would be a great host city. There's lots to do here.
Well, San Antonio is not only a tourist destination, we are a major convention town. So we could certainly handle it. Vegas had the contract for 3 years. They've got it again next year. Yep. I was wondering if, hey, we could put a bid in on that. I don't know. I wouldn't know how the procedure works, but you're saying we would want it?
No. I mean, honor your contract, do it another year, and God willing, instead of being in a suite, we're on the field next year. Okay, so that's what we have to work for, and that alone in itself is enough to concentrate on, rather than worrying about where the game's going to be. Hell, I'd play it in the back alley of a ghetto somewhere. I don't care. I just want to play it.
How about at a mall? I'll let that be the end of the quarter.
And here's the thing: maybe fans know this because I don't know it. I don't follow it anymore. But is there still an AFL? Because I heard that the guy who actually owned the property, there's an issue there, and now they're going to rebrand it. Are they going to rebrand it again as the AFL?
I do not know.
And let me say this, because I had this discussion with a young man today. I hope there's an AFL. I hope there's an NAL. I hope, of course, there's an IFL. I hope there's a UFL. I hope there's a USFL. I hope that there's an NFL, a CFL, all those, because it's an opportunity for young men to keep playing pro football, and coaches to coach, and people to live and continue on with their passion and their dreams. So don't wish any ill will on anybody. Hope they all get it figured out. Just stay out of our lane. and then all will be good. So
XFL Mike G chimes in and says there was or is currently a fight over the logo, which is what you were indicating, Coach, that the copyright holder, who is a Canadian with a Canadian outfit, I understood had signed a lease agreement but never received payment. And now there's new people on board. And yeah, so there's a fight over the logo. So you're right.
I mean, there comes a point where you tarnish a brand so much that it might even be smart to just create a new brand, a new identity of sorts. And you could have the Arena Football mantra in it. You just can't be called the Arena Football League, AFL, but you could be called, the professional AFL, and they can't do anything about it. I mean, to me, it's, why are you paying for something that's really not worth a hell of a lot right now?
Right. And that was the big shame of that entire thing, that it tarnished a brand.
Because I was in it when it was special.
Right.
And it ain't special anymore. I hope it gets to be special. I do. I do, for the coaches and the players and the owners. I hope it gets special.
Well, I think I could safely say right now, the IFL is trying to be what the AFL was, not what the AFL is now. And as we head into our 17th year with the IFL, we've got the stability thing down and just that steady growth attitude. I want to ask you more questions about that, but wanted to get into the third quarter because we have a lot of interesting things to talk about, Gunslinger specific, in the third quarter, at least what Coach can tell us about free agency. So we'll be right back with that third quarter when we return. Stick around, folks, and thank you all for showing up. We're up over 40 now, closing in on 50 people watching, branded here in San Antonio and Michigan.
We all need hot water. Some of us need more than others. So it's a good thing that State has a wide range of tough commercial-grade water heaters for your home. From standard models to high-efficiency and tankless models, we've got you covered, no matter where you live, what you do, or who started it. To install a State water heater in your home,
Call John Wayne today or visit us at johnwayne.com.
Welcome to the Vegas.
Must be that time of the year again, where we work hard and we play hard and eat good pizza.
Hey gunslingers, come try Matanga's, voted best pizza in San Antonio. We are family and deeply invested in our community. After this game, come find a Matanga's near you. Guns up, slices up.
Welcome to South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center. Step into our operating rooms, where highly skilled surgeons work hand in hand with specialized technicians. Our dedicated team has extensive experience and expertise in spine and surgical procedures. Our commitment to patient safety is unwavering. We understand that your well-being is at the heart of everything we do. South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where expertise, longevity, and state-of-the-art technology come together for your health.
And welcome back to Branded, the home edition, as we get to kick off the third quarter. As I teased before we went into the quarter, I definitely want to know what Coach can tell us at this point, the status of free agency. And we kicked off the show talking about the open tryouts, the advertisement for recruiting, and that tryout is coming up.
Yeah, we should probably say we got about 20 people already signed up, paid for, and ready to come. And it's not even the end of August. So I'm glad this is Tom and Nas, head coach and general.
Yeah, I hit the wrong dang button again. So that would be this one. Yeah, the tryout one is what I was looking for. Wasn't trying to dubstep Tom there.
No, that's okay. So So basically, yeah, I'm glad that the kids are taking it seriously that have already signed up. Um, it's going to be special for a couple reasons. I had some toolbox on the internet, and I've learned something. Oh, I gotta share this with everybody. So I get probably, I don't know, 30 or 40 friend requests every couple of days on
Yep.
Facebook, and I look at them, and it's a player, it's a young kid, it's a coach. Usually friend them because if I can give them any advice, great. If they can give me any advice, great. That kind of thing. So I had posted that, and some guy wrote, "It's a cash grab."
Ooh.
And
That's like one of the things that we absolutely hate.
well, it's you're a bitch if you say it, first of all. And second of all, I responded, I fly in the coaches, we give them a $50 jersey. We're having lunch provided by Outback Steakhouse for you, which no one has ever done for a tryout. We're going to have volunteers there. We're going to have all your hydration, all your this. I'll have 3 certified trainers at the event. That alone makes it around $140, $150 per person. And we're charging $75. Okay. So the ironic thing is, I've learned a lesson though out of that. And I thank him for that. So now when I look, I pull up their profile and I look what they do for a living. If you say digital creator on your page, I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to friend you. Because you're the guy sitting in the basement at your mom's house eating cold pizza in your underwear. Okay. And I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Now, if you're a digital creator for a multimedia organization or hey, I'm all about it. But if you're Bob in your mom's basement in your underwear eating cold pizza, I don't want to have anything to do with you because you ain't got no sense. You got no brain.
We call that obviously a troll is the old expression, but they're cred chasers. They're chasing credibility. They take a swing at somebody who's known. Hopefully they'll swing back, and hopefully
you better know this. If you swing at me, I do 2 things. I swing back, and then I block you, and I delete you. And listen. I'm a firm believer of not burning bridges. I blow them up. If it's big enough reason for us to have a burning bridge, I don't want there any chance of it getting repaired. I'm blowing it up. You go on with your life, I'll go on with my life. We'll both be just fine. So I don't listen. Like it or don't like it. That's why there's channels on a TV, right? So
right.
Yeah.
Infinite choices. Philip Higginbotham again in the show says there's a lot of teams out there that do tryouts as a cash grab, but it is something that's burned a lot of guys, and the Gunslingers ain't that kind of team. Phil, based on
so wait a minute. So he just said that. Name 5 cash grabs.
Well, that'll be up to Phil to reply to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's what Coach laid out. What Coach did not mention.
People, you can't just say that either, because if a team doesn't charge and gives you, I'm talking a team. I'm not talking about maybe a third party. I signed 3 guys last year. Okay. One of them made it all the way through the season, 3/4 of the way. Okay. It just bothers me when you're pro or con for something, unless you got proof of it. When you say, oh, a lot of teams have done that. Okay, you're probably right. But what teams? What teams? And that's what I'm saying. Just be specific. If someone did it before, then let's put it out there so no one signs up to go to those things and they come to things like ours. I don't want the kids to blow money, that they don't have. But I'll tell you what, if you're not willing to invest $75 on that, and I think of video games, like, I don't know, I don't buy video games, but they're probably more than that or close to it. One's for your future and this and that. The other one's for ending up like Bob in the basement in his underwear at the pizza.
And what Coach didn't say in that $75 investment in yourself, and what we showed in the video, you saw, folks, in that video, Coach actually teaching hand fighting techniques to a lineman and doing the live drills. You get all of the coaching staff there talking in every single position.
Let me throw this one at you, and this is going to really ruffle some feathers. If you got no chance of making a professional football team, but you have a passion for the game and you've played it at a very high level, college ball, let's say, or high school, you were the all-state high school running back, and you think there's this much of a chance, come out, spend $75 and have the experience that you're never, ever going to have anywhere else. My players, you can ask any one of my players, I'm going to give you an NFL experience, anything we do. It's going to be top-notch, professional, everything we do, and that's thanks to Don and James, okay? But we give you a professional football experience in everything we do. From the tryouts, you're going to feel like you're at the combine in Indianapolis, okay? To if you make the team, every day at practice and every film session and every meal together and the way we travel and the way we dress and all the things that we do. So if you ain't got $75, you should probably be worried about other stuff. If it comes to fulfilling your dream,
And I said, word looks like it's already out. You're saying we have 20 people already reserved their places.
Already
this.
paid,
Yeah.
reserved, done. I mean, and I know Angie in South Texas Spine is going to be a major sponsor, and Outback's going to be a major sponsor, and I'm hoping for the after lunch thing, Dos Equis is going to be a sponsor. But no, we just, we want to give the kids, it's more about them than it really is about us. Hey, listen, I wasn't BSing when I was on that camera because Bobby was filming it. And I said, do everything you can to make this football team. Make it so I can't say no. I don't control any of that. Just like I don't control cutting you. You control 100% of whether or not I cut you. If you're so valuable that I can't cut you, you're never going to get cut. But if you're marginal, then you're always going to be worried you're going to get cut. Right?
And you can talk yourself into it.
Oh, it's you can talk yourself into winning, you talk yourself into losing. And that's every day. I heard a great thing today, and I shared it with a young quarterback today. We were on the phone for quite a while. And I said, Kobe Bryant said, don't ever try to take a shot in a game that you haven't practiced 1,000 times. Right? And so when I was talking to this young man, I didn't steal it from Kobe, but I embellished on it. And I said, if you work your ass off during the week and you make it a true job and commitment, Saturday's easy, man. Game day's easy. You play a fraction of the plays. You know everything. You've done it all week long in rehearsal. And it should be a fun day for you, And so those are the guys that we're looking to have come out and try out.
If you got a dream, Coach said, if you got a thought, even if you want the experience, how much would you pay to go to a fantasy camp and pretend to be or try to be a pro football player for a day? Shoot.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to, I don't want a guy my age, coming out. But my thing is, if you think that you have this much of a chance, that's this much of a chance. That's about the same chance you have of being an All-American in college and playing in the NFL.
Yes.
That's about the same amount of chance you have. Okay.
Well, also
So
about the same amount of chance as a high school player here in town making it to the next level on a scholarship. It's that small
because
amount.
well, it's because now you have that damn portal, and the portal's taking all the scholarships away from high school football players. Because why would I want to bring in a freshman who doesn't know how to wipe his butt yet, and I can have a 2 or 3 year vet who just got done playing at Tulane, or
Could steal somebody else's, and I already know at the college level what I'm going to get.
Right.
Whereas spending money on a
It's
high school
crazy.
senior,
It's
I
crazy
don't
when
know.
you hear. It's crazy when you hear the percentages of scholarships that have been taken away for high school football players. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's why I'm telling. I would tell every good high school football player right now, go to a JUCO.
Because it'd be easier to make it through the portal.
I'm not talking about the 5-star and 4 stars. Okay, I'm
Right.
talking about the kid who was all conference but didn't only got 2 or 3 offers from D2 or D3 schools and wants to play D1. Go to JUCO for a year. There's some great ones. Some great ones in Texas, great ones in Kansas. I mean, go to one, and trust me, the D1 coaches will find you.
Yep, because they can.
Mhm.
Anything else, Coach, on this before we head into the fourth quarter?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Do we have any questions?
I had a question earlier. Let's go back to it, but it was basically this. Change of subject. Looks like the NFL, the new kickoff, taking a page from the IFL book. I guess I'd broaden the question slightly. Thank you, Ronald, for saying so. Coach's comments on, I know you don't watch a lot of preseason.
I don't watch
but
any preseason.
any thoughts on the new IFL kickoff procedure?
Oh God, I miss football.
That pretty much could cover it right there.
I miss being able to hit the quarterback. I miss being able to block downfield in a certain way. I miss being able to hit a receiver catching the ball. I miss, if you work your ass off and you run down on kickoff, being able to blow up the returner.
Gunners. Yeah.
I miss football. I miss football. But
all right. Well, that, I suppose, will do it for our third quarter. We'll talk about some other things and more gunslinger football when we return. You're watching Branded.
Quality. Here at John Wayne, it's not just a word, it's our foundation. From the people we employ, to the service that's provided, to the equipment that we design and install, quality matters. For nearly 20 years, providing quality Texas comfort to the San Antonio area communities has been our highest priority. For quality you can count on, call John Wayne today.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
Hey, what can I say? Comes with the job. 1 minute I'm making a one-hand catch on the sideline. Next minute it's lights out and I'm on the sideline. And that's why I like Complete Care, because they're fast, just like me. They have ultrasound, CAT scan, X-ray, and even on-site lab. So if you get sidelined, know where to go. Complete Care, official sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslinger.
And welcome back to Branded for the fourth quarter. And wow, you get all kinds of feelings watching these ads and seeing these promos and things we've been through. What a season. Coach, again, we mentioned the fans that have been watching the show tonight and chiming in with comments occasionally, and even some people that aren't really using their on-screen real name. But I kind of know who this person is, and I'm not going to out them because that's what they chose to do. Somebody commenting about the line from the great video about it was comment on the hand fighting where you're saying, do everything you need to do to make this make this team. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know who that is, but
my thing is, it's really hard because when one of the things I do before we start a camp is I bring everybody together. We say a quick prayer, and then I give them a little speech, and it's basically not to fire them up or do anything like that. It's just, my saying is be the best version of you, right? Don't try to be something that you're not. If you're a big old lineman weighing 350 pounds and you can run a 5.2, that's damn good, right? You don't have to come in thinking, oh, I didn't run a 4.9 and they're not going to look at me. Just be the best version of you in what you do. If you do that, you're going to enjoy the whole experience. And I can't tell you how many of those kids last year came up to me afterwards and said what a great time they had and thank you for the experience and it was awesome and all that. And I'm hoping we replicate that again this year. And we're doing it at GSN, so I'm really excited about that for people to get to see what we're going to do. I'm trying to talk the guys into putting bleachers up. So we have bleachers for the fans that want to come and watch. Come out November 23rd and cheer these kids on. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. The coaches will be there. A couple players on our roster are going to be there. I may even have a couple free agents show up and do a little quasi-private tryout. So yeah, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. But you were asking me before about free agents, and we kind of blew over that. There's obviously not a lot I can do right now with any IFL free agents, but I will tell you that not only am I inundated heavily with NAL and AFL players, I'm also, some CFL guys, some USFL guys, and also lots of coaches looking for a change. So it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting.
Well, that's kind of the gunslinger way, as it were. I did have since we have so many people watching, and I know some people within the Gunslinger organization, I did have a rumor to circulate that Yellowstone 1923 is going to start filming in San Antonio starting this fall. And if anyone in our organization could perhaps put us in contact with the production company, I think that might be a heck of a tie-in.
I'm just going to say this: watch episode 3.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying.
So,
I mean, you're doing rumors. I figured I'd just throw one in there.
So. Okay. So as usual, you know more than I do. What else?
No, I got asked that the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, blah blah blah, and I said, yeah, right. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I'll be hanging on the Alamo like that. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, we have the city itself has so much to offer, right? And we have the ability to be very public. We've got great sponsors. I'm sitting there watching this, and I love the American Bank commercial. Yeah, I told you that before.
Yes.
That's my favorite commercial.
Yes.
Seeing Angie and South Texas Spine, seeing Matinga's I'll tell you what, we had pizza in Vegas. Matinga's, you got their number all day. Yeah, it was a big disappointment compared to what you put out. And then just in general, all the sponsors and all the people, but we have the ability, and this is something that, because not a lot of kids are going to come out and be Mr. Social either, right? So we have the ability to be very public, and we have the ability to stay within a bubble because we own our own facility and we own our own environment. So it's a really nice mix. When you want to be out in the public, you can. When you want to be somewhat sequestered, you can, to get your work done.
So it is a good place. So talking about the fans that, in addition to people, what can the fans do? What is the challenge here in August going into September? Because we always want to challenge our fans to be part of the team, part of the organization, and get the win. What is Coach's challenge for August into September?
I guess the biggest challenge I can make to you is this. Let's not kid ourselves. We're a multi-million-dollar organization. It has a lot of moving parts. It requires a lot of investment on the part of Don Rackler and James Stubing. And the way you support a team is by coming to games. That's the way you show your support. Now, being on the coach's show, that's great. We love you for it. Being on, coming to where we're doing a show and being a part of the audience, buying some merchandise, that's great. We really appreciate it. But the real way of doing it is by coming to a football game, because that shows our ownership, that shows our players, that shows me that you really are invested in our football team. And so I would encourage you guys, call the office, get your tickets. There's always specials going on, and get yourself situated. So, I called the commissioner today and I said, hey, when does camp start? And, you think about it, we just played the championship game Saturday, and I'm calling asking him about camp. And he said, well, the earliest it would start would be March 1st, because our first game, one of the first games is going to be like around March 14th. Okay, this year.
Right.
So I said, okay, good to know. Just wanted to check and make sure. And free agency still talked the 15th and signed the 1st. Yep. Okay. Gotcha. When's the schedule coming out? And he said, at the end of September. And I said, okay, thank you. And then I got off the phone as quickly as possible. Because I know I'm a pain in the ass when it comes to that stuff. I just like having it all put on paper on the board and just have a clear understanding. So when the kids ask me, hey, when do I got to be there? I can tell them. So I saw some comments come up.
Yeah, we had several people reply. Lori Lerma saying be a season ticket holder. Elizabeth Clayton saying the games are so fun. And Mary Picasso saying she already has season tickets. Thank you so very much, Mary. That's freaking awesome. Elizabeth Clayton signing in saying husband used to play for the Lubbock Gunslingers back in the IFA. Well, hopefully you can come out and join this part of the Gunslingers. I believe Libby Clayton is, yes. And Lori Lermer saying, yay, Mary. Yes, we absolutely agree. And thank Mary for purchasing season tickets. And you've said this before in another time, in another place, Coach. If we have a big number of season ticket holders, that's another thing that helps with recruiting, because you're able to talk to players who might be on the fence and saying, look, you come here, you're not going to be playing to a crowd of 500 people, mostly that are there interested in drinking the beer and yelling at the players. You're going to be in front of a crowd and a home crowd. You want to elaborate on that point? Because I thought it was a great one.
Yeah, I think there's two ways of sustainability for a football team. One is season ticket sales, and the other one is sponsorships. Okay. You get way more than you give on both counts. First of all, the tickets are very inexpensive for the quality of the entertainment you get. I mean, this is gladiator football. I just watched Gladiator the other night, and I kept thinking how similar in a lot of respects it is to what we do, right?
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, and I do this one, you know.
Yep.
But it's a very inexpensive form of entertainment. That's one. Two, from a sponsorship standpoint, we go above and beyond, you know, and we've got some great sponsors. I mean, Lori from Complete Care, I mean, that girl, she could be a GM of a football team if she wanted to. She just helps in every way she can. And then Jen is by far the best corporate sponsorship person in the country in all of indoor football. And I would argue that point tooth and nail. We've got some great people. Weston, I know I got to say Weston's name or he'll say something. No, but Weston working tickets, working merchandise, doing his thing, doing the grind, all those things. And of course, Morgan with the social media, April with operations, Jordan with design and merchandise and graphics. We're really, really blessed with the crew we have. The fact that we got Coach Fuller coming back, he signed right away before he even left town. And we got Coach Johnson coming back and myself, and we're going to be adding to that staff in the next couple weeks. Those are things that should tell you we're not going anywhere. We're very content with what we have, but we want to always get better. We want to be championship caliber football, not for 1 year, but for many years. And I think we've already achieved that. We are championship football caliber. We just got to play championship football now. Okay. But there's no organization that's more professional or championship quality than the San Antonio Gunslingers. And I'd argue that point to my death. So anytime a fan buys a ticket, it reinforces everything I just said to me and the players.
And I would also say to anybody who is watching that knows somebody who might want to be a sponsor or might be considering sponsoring, the Gunslingers are on a growth arc right now. We are just breaking into the consciousness of most of San Antonio. And if you're looking to grow your brand, we are a rocket heading for the sky. You might want to get on board on this while the value is the highest. Because I don't see this going anywhere. I don't see a change in commitment. I mean, just go out and look at Gunslinger Nation, the physical facility, and say, oh, I don't know, that this might roll up like all those other teams in the past. We are not like other indoor football teams in the past in San Antonio.
No, and the fact that the investment that's already been made, you're not walking away from that. I mean, if you haven't been out there, we're going to have some events coming up. And when they come up, you know, I encourage you to take advantage of that and come and see what we built, because that's only this much of everything that we do. So,
are there any events that you can indicate, talk about at all?
Well, the first one is the tryout. That's
right.
November 23rd. I'm sure we're going to do something with that, with the fans too.
Yeah, if we can get some bleachers in there, you already talked about that. Fans would be able to come out and cheer prospective gunslingers and maybe some names that you've seen elsewhere.
Maybe.
Don't know. We will have to see. Anything else before we wrap this one up? Because
what did Arena football statement say? Ducon.
Oh, Ducon had two comments. I did mention him earlier. It said that you predicted the outcome of the Arizona being the best team, that you recognize two talent at structure. Watch out for the Gunslingers in 25. And the latest comment was Love you, Ralph and Tom. Thanks for keeping yours going. Ducon, I don't think we could stop, Tom. If there was an opportunity to have a show, yeah, we're going to have a show. If there's a way we can do it, we're going to do it.
Well, I mean,
we have fun doing that. Between the moments of terror of technological breakdown and me screwing up the buttons I push, yeah, we actually enjoy doing this.
Here's the thing. I remember when I signed on and I said, okay, we got to have a coach's show and we got to do this and we got to do that. And everyone kind of looked at me like, is this ego driven or is this something? And I said, there's nothing ego driven about having to clear your schedule 52 times a year, get in the car, drive to locations, do this, do that, prepare for a show. It's all about trying to provide the fans transparency in the organization, keeping you abreast of everything that we're trying to do, our desires, our wants, our needs, and doing that. Like next week, we're going to be on next week, and you're going to say, well, what the hell are you going to talk about next week? I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about, well, I mean, we're going to talk.
Surprised.
Right. We're going to talk about football, and a lot happens in those 6 days in between, on the phones and, in recruitment and in dialogue. And I'll try to share as much of that with you as I can without getting fired.
Right. It's going to be a ride. And right now, if a lot of teams are turning down their publicity, we're just going to turn up the volume here because you're going to hear us. We are still the top ranked coaches show in all of indoor football, happy to say. And that's because we keep on talking when other people stop. Philip Higginbotham saying you can't start covering great movies because that lane is taken for the off season. No,
yeah,
we're not.
Hey, Phil, I like the concept of, I don't know if I'd do it twice a week, but is he doing it twice a week? I thought he was.
I don't know. I
like the concept. I like the concept about talking about movies. That may be a new career for you, Phil. I mean, seriously, you had to think about it. You could be really, really good. No, Phil, I love you. I'm just kidding you. Twice a month. Yep. Okay. Well, I'll probably chime in on those. I'm a big movie guy. No, I wish you well with that venture. Like I said, podcasts are like, leagues. I don't have a problem with all of them. I don't have a problem with guys that have a strong opinion, whether it be right, wrong, or indifferent. It's their opinion. They're entitled to it. Just like they feel compelled to tell you what they're thinking, I will always feel compelled to tell you what I'm thinking. Well, no, that's only fair, right?
No, true. And you've said this multiple times. Someone comes up and takes a swipe or makes a comment. If you're bold enough to make your comment, you should be bold enough to listen to the reply to your comment.
I just grew up in an era where if I even thought you were going to take a swing, I hit you first.
It's just safer that way.
I just don't like people that say things or do things to people that can't defend themselves, and I'm always going to stick up for them, and I'm always going to try to be the best person I can be. And like I said, I'm not worried about burning bridges because just blow it up. We'll move on.
Yep.
Yep. And I think we would all be better off as a society. And I got to say this because it's driving me nuts. I hope all of our fans are Republicans, and I mean that sincerely. If you're watching,
they're not.
I know, but please put a rational thing to this. If good Lord, please, you think all these companies are moving to Texas because they believe in the democratic philosophies? No. I just saw the list the other day in Vegas, and it's yay long, and it's Oracle, and it's SpaceX, and it's this and it's that, and it's all these companies coming here, and conservative companies too, financial companies, banks. It's just because we have really strong core philosophies and core values, and I watched both couple days of each convention, and one was talking about family and God and this and that. And the other one was giving out abortion pills and doing vasectomies in vans. Come on, America. Let's get smart. Please.
Well, I view that as a classic self-correcting problem, Coach.
Yeah.
If that's what you're gonna do, that is a self-correcting problem.
And that'll tell you how they do. That'll tell you how their economy works. Why would you give vasectomies when you're giving abortions? You make your money in your abortions, and they're giving vasectomies first. Oh, they want to save life. No, they don't. No, they don't. And yes, I'm pro-life and always will be. And God have mercy on your soul if you're not. So.
We ready to wrap this one up? Oh, Weston Colon does have a comment on this. Just don't forget why you came here. Don't come over here and try to change Texas into the lame state you left from. I know people are not coming to Texas because they really like hot weather. 107 degrees.
Hey, let me tell you what. San Antonio was like a spring day when you're in Vegas. It was 100
Yes.
at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night still.
Yep.
And it's crazy. And the guy asked me, he says, well, is it really hot? And I'm like, that's all right. It's no big deal. And I told him San Antonio, and he said something, and I go, what do you guys care? You're in an air-conditioned car. You go into an air-conditioned office. You go into an air-conditioned hotel. You go in an air-conditioned casino. It's not like you're out there. So me being the guy that I am, I said, I wonder what hunting season's out here. So I looked up white-tailed deer. I looked up bear and mountain lion. Their season's now in August. It's 110.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, I bet you those deer are just laying someplace cool by a river, wait until midnight to get up and go get something to eat and go right back to sleep, because there's no way I could see me hunting in those mountains in 110 degrees. There's just no way. But it's crazy. They have a hunting season.
The deer move in the early morning and early evening here in San Antonio.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, they're not moving.
Yep. We call it the killing hours.
Yep.
Sun up. Let's say sun comes up at 6. You got from 6 to 7, 7:30. And then you have from, let's say sun goes down at 7:30, 8 o'clock. You got that 45 minutes thereafter when the sun just starts to look like it's going to set. And you don't get them there, you ain't getting them.
Right.
Unless it's by accident.
Unless you step on them.
Or they're in the rut. And then when they're in the rut, they don't care. They're just looking for
They're not
dough.
sane. Yeah,
No.
they're not. They're absolutely insane at that point.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, enough of. Anyway, I didn't mean to get preachy on the election thing, but it's scary. We got to be smarter. Don't just hate to hate, and that goes both sides. Analytics, numbers, real numbers, like the overinflated employment numbers that came out today of over 800,000. Right?
Heard
Scary
about that.
That's scary, scary stuff. Everybody, be
Well,
smart.
I guess we don't need to ask about the burr under the saddle this week. Then
That was my burr.
Yeah, that was the burr. Okay, we'll close out the fourth quarter unless you got anything else to add, and call this one a game. All right, we'll be back. You are watching Branded.
Welcome to the Vegas.
Must be that time of the year again where we work hard and we play hard and eat good pizza.
Hey, gunslingers, come try Matanga's. Voted best pizza in San Antonio. We are family and deeply invested in our community. After this game, come find a Matanga's near you. Guns up, slices up.
All right, team, huddle up. Just like in surgery, we need precision and teamwork. Trust me, just like on the field, if we stick to the playbook, we'll achieve excellence.
Coach, are you sure about this?
We've trained for this. We're experts. The San Antonio Gunslingers in South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where precision meets performance.
welcome back to Branded as we wrap up our 38th episode. Believe it or not, make sure you like and subscribe before you go. And any special messages for anyone before we check out? We do have Lori Lerma saying, see you, coach, and Mark Yamaguchi saying, adios y vaya con Dios. Yeah.
See.
Yeah, you might have to start learning. Elizabeth
I
Clayton
know.
says
I do.
stay hydrated in the heat. Absolutely.
Will do.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, no, I just, first of all, I want to thank everybody again for being so supportive of our program, the players, the ownership, the staff. We all appreciate it very, very much. And we're working our butts off to reciprocate. Trust me. Usually we take 2 weeks off after the season. We didn't take 2 weeks off this year. So we're getting after it. And we're going to give you the best product on the field we can. That's a guarantee. So,
and we will be back here next week.
Yep.
So we will see you on August 28th when we return. This has been Branded for August 21st. And as always, folks, keep your gun. Oh, one more, Coach. Go ahead.
Liliana, Mila, Eli, it's time to go to bed. God bless everybody. Now you can.
All right. Guns up. Good night, everybody.
Good night.